Good morning, children. We started with chapter 6 of Geography, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. In the previous class, we studied what is natural vegetation. Children, do you remember it? What is natural vegetation? Yes, natural vegetation means the plants which grow on their own. No one has planted them, but they grow on their own and they become huge trees. So that is natural vegetation. Then we also studied that natural vegetation is divided into three: grasslands, forests and shrubs. So in the previous class we discussed 5 different types of forests. I hope you all have read the chapter and marked the important characteristics of each forest. Today we are going to study different grasslands. So children, after listening to the explanation, go through the chapter and also mark the important points. So children, in the previous class, we concluded with coniferous forests. You all might be remembering that coniferous forests are also called as taiga, and these forests are seen in higher altitudes. Today we are going to start with grasslands. Grasslands are areas where the vegetation is mainly grass. Grasslands are of the main types and it is known as natural vegetation. Grasslands are usually found between drier areas and wetter areas. There are grasslands with tall grass and also grasslands with short grass scattered around the world. Grasslands, children, actually they have different names. In North America, they are called prairies. In South America, grasslands are known as pampas. Veld in South Africa. In North Africa, it is known as savannas, which are tropical grasslands. So children, grasslands, they occur in different size and different shapes. Some grass are very tall, about 3 to 4 meters in height, and savanna grasslands of Africa, they are of this type only. Now there are 3 different types of grasslands. First, tropical grasslands, second, temperate grasslands, and third, thorny bushes. So first we will study tropical grasslands. These occur on the either side of the equator and extend till the tropics. And children, this vegetation grows in the areas of moderate to low amount of rainfall. And these grasslands, they are very tall, about 3 to 4 meters in height, and they cover much of Africa as well as large areas of Australia, South America and also India. And the animals which are found in these grasslands are elephant, zebras, giraffes, deer, leopards. They are commonly found. Tropical grasslands, they are also home to some of the largest land animals on earth. Next is temperate grasslands. They are located in the mid latitudes. Temperate grasslands are home to many large herbivores. Some of these include bison, gazelles, zebras, rhinoceros and wild horses. Temperate grasslands are composed of a rich mix of grasses and forests and underlain by some of the world's most fertile soils. Temperate grasslands, they have a temperate continental climate which is cooler than savannas. And children, temperate grasslands can be divided into tall grass areas and short grass areas. Now comes thorny bushes. These are found in the dry deserts like regions. Tropical deserts are located on the western margins of the continents, and the vegetation cover is scarce here because scanty rains and scorching heat is there, and the growth of natural vegetation is very limited here. The trees which are grown here, children, shrubs which are grown are only mosses, lichens, and very small shrubs are found here. It grows during the very short summer. This is called tundra type of vegetation, and this vegetation is found in the polar areas of Europe, Asia, and North America. Now children, let's look at the wildlife. Wildlife is an integral part of our ecosystem. Wildlife can be found in all ecosystems: deserts, forests, rainforests, plains, grasslands, and other areas, including the most developed urban sites, all have distinct forms of wildlife, and preservation of this wildlife is of very great importance now. Now children, we will quickly look at the importance of wildlife. We all know that there are different types of forests, different types of grasslands. So animals are also found in different areas according to the vegetation, according to the climate. So let's see what is the importance of wildlife. First, to maintain ecological balance of nature and maintain food chain and nature cycle. So this is one of the most important importance, to maintain ecological balance of nature and maintain food chain. Next, it has economic value. Many wild plants, as you know, they are very useful substances like timber, paper, gums, etc. And they also have wide applications in Ayurveda and other branches of medicine. Wild animals products are tusk, ivory, leather, honey, etc. Children, wildlife is the source of livelihood and subsistence, and due to existence of wildlife on earth, human gets benefit to sustain life. So we can say that wildlife plays an essential role in the ecological and biological processes that are yet again significant to life. The normal functioning of the biosphere depends on endless interactions amongst animals, plants, and microorganisms. So children, this brings us to the end of the chapter and also our topic, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. I hope you all have enjoyed the chapter and has gone through the books. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.